minus one, that's three, quick maths. Everyday man's on the block, smoke trees. See your girl in the park, that girl was a uckers. When the thing went quack, 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 you man were ducking. Track, track, track on the phone. Track, track, track on the block. Track, track, track on the phone.
Yes. This is Liverpool 12th Man. I'm doing a live stream for the U.S. men's national team versus Canada. Today is the quarterfinal, and we will be taking on a big match so far. Jamaica has advanced so far today. And I think that this is huge, pretty big situation coming up for the U.S. team to try to duplicate their accomplishments of winning the Gold Cup and winning the Nations League. So let's get right into it. Get involved. All right. So again, this is like my first time doing a live stream. Should be pretty cool. Hopefully, it'll get streams or get some views by those that just enjoy football in general. And also, hopefully, you'll get to watch the game with me and get to enjoy the game. For my friends overseas, over the pond, I should say, you might not watch a lot of CONCACAF, but it's enjoyable to watch because a lot of these players are players that are up and coming. A lot of these players are playing in, the Premier League or the Bundesliga or Ligue 1 or Italian League, even in the Spanish League, all throughout the world primarily. So I'm pretty excited to be a part of this. I'm pretty excited to have been a part of U.S. soccer in my life, as in being a contributing part of the U.S. soccer team and the organization and the federation. Looking forward to it. So we're going to get into it right now. We're going to get into some of these the lineups that we're going to be looking at. Currently, we're going to have Matt Turner, who's going to be the captain of our squad today, playing goalkeeper. We'll have DeJuan Jones playing left back, Jalen Neal playing left center back, Miles Robinson playing right center back, Brian Reynolds playing right back. We'll be having Gianluca that's going to be playing in the. I think this refreshed. Going to be playing in the right mid position. Hopefully I don't have this issue when it goes on of loading. For some reason, it wants to load on me right when I'm describing the team. But again, okay, possibly because I believe Brian Reynolds. Hopefully I said that. I might have said the opposite, but let's get it started. Like the game has started. Officially hasn't started officially on my stream that I'm able to watch here in America. But yeah, Brian Reynolds is going to be playing right back. It looks like Gianluca Busio is going to be playing right mid. James Sands is going to be playing center mid. Dorade Milanovic is going to be playing left mid. Julian Gressel is going to be playing left wing. Jesus Ferreira is going to be playing center forward. And Alejandro Zendejas is going to be playing right wing for us. For Canada, we're going to have Lucas Cavallini playing their right striker, and Liam Mylar playing left striker. You're going to have Jonathan Osorio playing right mid. You have Moise Bombitio playing, sorry if I mispronounced that, but Bombito, I said it right, second time. Moise Bombito playing center mid, and have Steven Vittoria playing left mid. Their captain will be Junior Hoylet, and he'll be playing left mid. Steven will be playing center left mid. And then Richie Laria will be playing right mid, or excuse me, right back. Zach McGraw playing center back, stuck in the midfield. Kamal Miller playing, and they just changed it up on me again. So this is the learning process, certainly a learning process. We're gonna have to switch it up with the Canadian lineup apparently, because the lineup that they have for Canada is now been updated on my system. It looks like it's going to be Ali Ahmad playing. Looks like they're playing a 4-2-3-1. And the back line is going to be Kamal Miller, Steven Vittoria, Zach McGraw, and Richie Laria. And the two mids are going to be Moise Bombito again, Jonathan Osorio. Looks like it's going to be Ali Ahmad. Junior Hoylet is going to be the captain. Liam Miller is going to be playing left, and you're going to have Lucas Cavallini playing their center striker, or their lone striker. And it also looks like, yes, Alejandro. It looks like the lineup that I announced earlier. It's going to be pretty much the same. So again, let's enjoy this. Sorry about that. That was from the football. That was from my Liverpool. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a little bit of like getting to learn, getting to know, and everything else. We have an injury right now, anyway, on the field. So it looks like we're going to take a little break real quick. Still running, still though, like a serious enough injury that they're going to take some time to make sure that he's able to continue. See who that is. So I'm not really sure if a lot of people have watched a lot of CONCACAF that follow. Oh, it's a referee actually that got injured. That's why we're stopping play right now. So it looks like a linesman got hit, somehow went down, and they're just interrupting. They've paused the play currently, going about 3-4 minutes. Going in. I don't know again if you've watched a lot of CONCACAF. CONCACAF has always been fun for me because it's always primarily been the two primary things is big up to all my friends, all my Liverpool brethren. Thank you for tuning in. Kay, big up Kay, big up to Beijing Reds TV. Big up to Ravi. Thank you for supporting. Hopefully you guys are watching the game. Beijing Reds got a prediction of 2-0 Canada. All right. We'll see about that. Kay's got Canada winning too. Okay, I got you guys. A little stacked against me. It's all good. It's all good because Liverpool is global. So Global sports, so you know how it goes. Um, it's gonna be pretty interesting though to see where and what happens in this match. Um, Pretty much so because this team, you know, both teams didn't necessarily. The Nations League was more so where you had a lot more of the top tier players per se that were playing, and in Gold Cup, we're giving a lot more opportunities to the players that I don't want to call them fringe players because that might be disrespectful, but certainly the players that don't necessarily get all the looks, everything else, it's all the same. Whatever happened, I missed this referee going down, but yeah, whatever happened is it's serious. This guy is taking a long time to get back up and running. It's kind of cool. Oh, they're gonna show it again. And yeah, all right. They had to show the replay. It was a bad ball to the face. He's bleeding from the nose. Looks like he's gonna. I don't know why they didn't take him immediately from the field and allow for him to get, you know, properly looked at. But it looks like they're going to take him to the back and they're going to, you know, apply whatever medical attention that he needs. It also looks like most likely, I would assume the fourth referee is going to possibly take over those duties until he can come back. Um, which is very interesting. I've you rarely see this happen actually. I don't know in the chat if anyone's ever seen that happen, but who's the best talent coming out of the States right now? I know it's Alfonso Davies for Canada. That's what Kay is saying. I agree that Alfonso Davies is a talented player. It's very interesting. I don't know because I've been really wanting to see. I would have loved to have seen him move to Liverpool, but I was just reading actually right before the game. Actually, I was just reading about how his contract's up in 2025, and basically he is really finding issue with playing with Bayern Munich primarily because they're playing him at left back. So it looks like he doesn't want to play left back any longer. Sounds somewhat similar of a pretense of possibly what's going on with our Trent. Hopefully, we don't have a situation like that. But yeah, it looks like he doesn't want to play left back for Bayern Munich right now. So now he's trying to. He wants to get a move away from Bayern Munich, and he wants to go. Yes, as Kay is saying, he wants to go to Madrid, and he's looking for a move to Madrid. And hey, I don't know if it's just me alone in the chat, but I mean, realistically, I can't stand how everybody loves going to Real Madrid, how everyone loves going to Barcelona, more so Real Madrid over Barcelona as of late. But it is what it is, I guess. But you know what though? I'm going to be honest with you. I believe, and again, you can say 2-0 all you like. I believe that it's if you look at the talent if you want talent wise, and you looked at the United States versus Canada's talent, I honestly believe that Canada has taken leaps and bounds in their talent pool, as part of their as a part of their quality that they have. Not discounting that at all. However, I still think that the United States still has, from top to bottom, more quality talent. And I can say that primarily because of the clubs that you're seeing a lot of these players from the U.S. team play on. Now, albeit this U.S. Men's national team that we're watching today is not laden upon it, but you know, yeah, Barcelona has no money. That's certainly true, Beijing. Yeah, they don't have any money to really like go into it. I mean, but for instance, though, for a little while, he's not playing today, but Sergino Dest, excuse me, was playing for Barcelona, for instance. You know, there are some really talented Americans. If we look at the Americans abroad, I think that you could honestly say that there's more Americans abroad than there are Canadians abroad playing for bigger teams. I'm not saying that the Canadians aren't representing. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I can say that they are definitely more Americans currently abroad. But again, this team right here is gonna be a very interesting squad. Very interesting squad. So team that we're looking at. So I'm gonna bring up squad actually, and I can go a little bit more in depth with you guys for the lineups. Because what's unique about this is that I used to a lot of my really close friends and one of my best friends actually used to play for the national team. So I used to get I used to be very very involved with it even before, or I should say before, even after I stopped working for the club or for the federation. So one thing I can say is this: is that a lot of these players do know that this is an opportunity to get some eyes on them, to get the opportunity to get some possibly a move on to a bigger club or something like that. He's asking, have you seen the Juve situation? They're in the mud, man. Yeah, Juve is definitely Juve is allegedly, can we say that? I guess I don't want to get in trouble. So they are certainly what I would call the Manchester City version, or the Italian version of Manchester City when it's coming to what they're dealing with in the sense of sanctions and problems with the club and everything else. But yeah, I'd love to see what happens with Juve. Oh, big up Chris Angel in the house. Appreciate that, bro. Real Madrid is a footballing institution. Only the Yankees, in regards to marketing, can touch Real Madrid. Yeah, I can agree on that. In that there are certainly globally, yes, they are. Real Madrid is unmatched when it comes globally to the amount of in the amount of reach that they have. I think what also separates Real Madrid from, let's say, your Manchester United, your Liverpools, your Arsenals, all big clubs, your Chelseas, for lack of some other teams. What comes between, in my opinion, Chris, is that Real Madrid and Barcelona have the privilege of being a Spanish-speaking base. So there's a little bit more of a connection when it comes to South America and the connection to not even the interpretation of the game, but even some of the ways that the game is played. I think personally that Spain isn't like South America when it comes to the way all the touches and flicks on the ball and everything else that they have. But I definitely think that Real Madrid and Barcelona have always been, with your Ronaldinho's and with your R9s, with those types of players going abroad and being such icons of the South American world. Yeah, I think that's why, personally, I think that's why Real Madrid is so beloved. I'm not gonna repeat that one though. Oh, it's those white kits. I got you. The white kits. I thought it said something else. Those white kits are definitely, as in like these are definitely pretty boss. I will admit that is a pretty boss kit. So, but yeah, I definitely love. I love the times of seeing those kind of players play. I would also like to know who who would you say who would you say is for Real Madrid? Who would you say is the player that made you the player that you like to gravitate towards? I guess you could say, or the player that made you take notice of Real Madrid. What player made you say, I want to see Real Madrid play? I'd love to hear what the chat thinks of that as well. Looks like a little back and forth action right now. USA, excuse me, has has in their has it in the opposition's half right now. So R9 and yeah, I'm with you on that. Since I agree, Madrid and Barca. This is what Chris Angel says. And Barca, in regard to a fan base in South America, we grew up as fans of those teams, which is very interesting. I'd love to hear Chris's take on this. But you know, when it comes to that, considering that there's some really, really fantastic teams when it comes to some clubs in South America, but yet often the South American players gravitate more towards Real Madrid. I understand that Real Madrid and Barca can pay more, obviously, because they have I wouldn't say a bigger fan base, but they have a little bit more of the means of doing that, the spending wise. But I always wondered why, like, you don't see more players go to like your River Plates or your Bocas or even the club I'm wearing right here, which is a Brazilian club, or I always wondered why they don't tend to stay home and or stay in the South America. I would love to hear that, but from Chris, because Chris is my link and my my knowledge base when it comes to South American football. But for me, I was always R9 for me, and when it comes to what drew me to what drew me to at least tolerate watching Real Madrid whoop up on the Champions League as they often did. But it looks like Ravi says R9. Raul, great call. And Kaká, yeah, Kaká was amazing. I don't think I know some of us are a little bit too young to have watched the 2005 World Cup, or excuse me, World Cup, 2005 Champions League final, but yeah, that AC Milan team with Kaká was fantastic, possibly one of the greatest AC Milan teams ever. And to get to watch Kaká play and obviously watch him lose was a lot of fun. Looks like Chris Angel is saying R9 and Ronaldinho for me. Fell in love with the game because of Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho is a baller, baller. Oh my goodness, the amount of flair that guy brings to the absolute baller, baller. Um, yeah, yeah. And right now Canada's got it in America's in the USA's half. Looks like they're starting to push and press. Got a little dangerous attack going on. You know what's funny too? Speaking of speaking of R9 and Rondinho and different types of play, I wanted to find out also. There was a quote. Um, I'm gonna go blank on who said it, but um, there was a quote about Pep's influence in Germany, which is pretty funny, and how his style of him bringing his style of play to uh, to Bayern Munich changed Germany's approach and mindset when it comes um, to their football tactics. And you know what's very interesting? I saw an article on the what created, for instance, the rivalry between USA and Mexico, because before 1991, Mexico just served up America when it came to us playing them. But in 1991, we actually, you know, won and brought it back to them. Um, yeah, yeah, you're right, Chris. It was Baston. Um, and I was just wondering, like, it's interesting because how certain coaches can influence not only, especially when it comes to the national team, but I mean, they can influence the direction of possibly a country's uh, approach to football. I didn't. It's very interesting. I wondered if anyone thought this what he said had any validity to it, or if whatever he said was just BS. Because I mean, I know for us when I brought up the U.S. Mexico, and the reason why I was bringing that up is because the coach at the time had been the Mexican coach years before that, and what he did was he created a different approach to our game that was more similar to Mexico, and we were able to kind of pick up a little here and there's to be able to take them on in 1991. But then we started to incorporate our own styles, our own approaches to the game, and you know, I've seen a lot of different coaches take on the different approaches, but I was just wondering if other people had a take on what it was that he said, if it really resonated with them, if they believe that, because Germany's in, you talk about in the dumps, talk about Juve being in the dumps right now. Germany, who is a powerhouse in Europe, powerhouse in the dumps, they are in the dumps, which is kind of scary because I don't want them to come knocking for Klopp, which could be a national campaign to bring him in. Tell me about it. Chris Angel, right on point. That game was, you know what's funny about that game, Chris, is that that game seemed to me at least that they they played they played their some of their best players, and it it became WWE, as Chris is saying, simply because, man, they were getting worked. You know what I mean? They were definitely getting worked. And yeah, man, it was pretty ugly with what it was pretty ugly to me with what they ended up doing, and that is just becoming. And I was watching that game, and I was, in my group chat, and I was talking about it, and I was thinking, like, they were going to absolutely take this to some WWE standards, where they're going to be just hacking, and because they were getting embarrassed. They were getting embarrassed. And I understand that when you get embarrassed, and when you get embarrassed in front of your home, let's just keep it 100. When Mexico plays in America, it's almost like a home game. Depending on where they are playing, if it's on the West Coast, especially, then we're talking about Vegas and California, here in Arizona, Texas. It's pretty much a home game. Oh man, I actually agree with you, 12th man. But I believe every country has its own footballing philosophy, and if you're going to change it style of play, you need to start from the youth level. Agreed. Agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Um, I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Um, I think what we're watching here is, uh, unfortunately, unfortunately in America, it's a lot of pay to play. I think I've asked this question before. Um, oh wow, Jesus, what a great attempt! Got blocked there. Um, I don't know if this is the same in some of the countries that are represented in the chat, but I know that uh, I know that here in America, I tend to call it pay to play. And what I mean by pay to play is a lot of the youth clubs. It's the we don't really. It's taken a while for MLS to build up academies in our country. So even with the academies for some of these for some of the MLS squads, before the MLS squads had those academies, you already had club teams. And what I mean by club teams is what I played on. For instance, when I was younger, I played on a traveling team, and a traveling team meant that you're on a club that doesn't play locally. You travel to different towns in either your state, or you travel depending on how good and how financed you are. You might even travel to tournaments outside of your state, or travel to other clubs in other states. And I happen to be on a pretty uh, relevant club traveling team when I was younger, and but I wasn't on the best traveling team in my town. For instance, that was my best friend growing up. One of my best friends growing up, his his dad had his dad loved to play, and double check. I had to double check. It was and his and I remember because I believe his brother played on the national team for, I believe it was, I want to say it was for Chile. I think he played for Chile. So he played on for the national team. His brother played for the national team in Chile. But the younger brother, who was my age, they had a team that were called the Avengers. And that team got to go to like Mexico for tournaments, got to go to Canada for tournaments, got to go to South America for tournaments, and yet, it was a big deal for me to go to, like, the neighboring state. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, so Chris is also saying um, it's likely changing um, identity year of philosophy. Identity can't be changed overnight when it comes to ingraining it in the DNA. Paraphrasing that a little bit. But it says, tell me about it. The amount of money I've spent for my son to play U10 football, looking at a close of, wow, $2,000 to $3,000. That's my point. The difference here too now is, like, now that you do have these academies involved, you find out more players. You find more players tend to, like, get involved in these tournaments that you have to pay for. You got to obviously pay for the traveling. You got to pay for your dues. You got to pay for the gear. You got to pay all these things. It is basically, it's not it's not as simple as basketball, for instance. In my opinion, it's not as simple as basketball, where you just have to have, an athlete that is big and talented, and some club, some coach will go out of their way to, make sure that they have sneakers and they're on that, on that AAU team, or they're on whatever, that team that they need them to be on. Like, kind of like when you see, LeBron James's kid or Carmelo Anthony's kid on those teams. The difference in the system in America, and I'm only speaking for United States, obviously. I'd love to hear how it is in Canada, or even how it is in South America or Europe. But here in America, it takes a lot of money. A lot of money. Chris Angel trying to get my trap card. He's got my trap card playing. When it comes to Triple G. I think it's having stepped into this forum of you know doing these games, talking on the subjects, maybe involving your opinions on players, involving your opinion on clubs and everything else. I can say this: it's difficult to sometimes be, and this is just honest. This is just me being honest. It's difficult sometimes to be objective, only because sometimes I'll be talking about my friends, or sometimes I'll be talking about maybe not like a really close friend of mine, but I'll be talking about a acquaintance or someone that I do know, or someone that's going to give me access to the team or to those players. And with Triple G, now I don't have any real association with Triple G, but I don't understand. This is again my opinion. Since I've been asked, I don't really understand how you, in essence, somewhat suspend or bring in an interim coach. You deal with, the issues that were brought up with the, domestic violence accusations and charges that had happened years upon years ago for him. But then even getting past that, because I know his wife and him have worked it out, and his wife and him are, obviously still together since the incidents. But being that we have a female president of the U.S. Federation now, which is very interesting that she wasn't more, harsh with her judgment on bringing him back in. I also think that it's extremely interesting that he canceled for these opinions, but it's very interesting, and I don't know if anyone knows about this or not, but it's very interesting because the women asked for pay raises, okay, and as a result of the pay raises, our ability to go and acquire top-notch coaches, as maybe like a Marino or a Jesse Marsh or something like that. It was our ability to do that was lessened because the reserve that we had was eaten into by having to pay the females more money. So I truthfully did not think that I was going to be seeing Triple G come back as a coach, especially considering one of our key players, Reyna, the issues and the problems he's had with Reyna, the issues and problems that he's had with Pepe, Ricardo Pepe, who's a really good player for us. Reggie Cannon, again, another quality player who's had issues, obviously, or was pretty much taken aback to not being called up for inclusion in the team. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be having to worked out on that. That's going to be interesting. I'm trying my best to be politically correct when it comes to addressing it, but I'd like to hear your opinion, Chris, or anyone else that has a take on Triple G being the coach. I thought it was the last thing I'm going to say about that is this. Ken is about to take a free kick here in a dangerous location. I know that they for them to announce that they were bringing Triple G back when we had just beat our biggest rivals, and I mean handedly beating our biggest rivals, was Bush League. That was pathetic. It took all of the attention and put it on to Triple G. Okay, and when I say Triple G, that's Greg Berhalter. It put all the attention on our coach and the situation and all the ins and outs of the problems. I thought that was so poor. I was so proud of what the U.S. did that day playing against Mexico. I was so proud of them standing up and not getting bullied. McKenny stepping up. I mean, I love McKenny, like as in him, like not being a pushover. Obviously taking on players to back up his own teammates. Yeah, I was very, very happy to see what he did. But it to me was something. It was something to say, something to see that they chose that time to bring out that information. Like we still had another game, and then that became the dialogue for the next game. Like what is going on? We had a final to go into, and then it became still continuous talk about Triple G going into the final. I was like, this is pathetic. That's what happens when that's what happens when you have a federation that's going through all these different wavering places of trying to get established and move forward. So Chris Angel's asking me, are you in the notion, for example, a nation should have a coach from the same nation coaching them internationally, like international football? Excuse me. I'm going to say, let me get a little sip. Great question, by the way. And I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because it all depends on the generation that they're handling. I'm going to bring up some of the U.S. men's national team coaches and their nationality. So looks like obviously Greg Berhalter is American. We looked at Patrick Vieira. I know we were looking at Jesse March, who's from America. I would have liked to have seen Jesse March as our next coach because I believe that Jesse March obviously has performed in the European theater and has obviously coached some really great teams and has some really great talent and been able to incorporate a lot of these players that we're talking about now or seeing today, not necessarily today, but seeing play for the United States, tend to be playing over in Europe. whether it's again Italy, Germany, England, they tend to be playing not only in but playing, and I mean playing, not necessarily like just riding bench or something, but actually contributing and playing. Um, Excuse me. Let's see. So let's see who. I want to go back. That's a great question. That's a great question. Um, so back in 1991, the butcher his name, but Bora Milutinovic was our coach, and he was Yugoslavian. Okay, but he had coached Mexico, and so again, he was a coach that had a specific style of play, and that style of play was something that I was in 1991 just totally took American football, or less, excuse me, American soccer. Okay, because American football obviously is, you know, the Eagles or the Rams and stuff, or the Cardinals, that kind of deal. But he took it to another level, and then we had a little bit of an adaptation to the game with some of the other coaches. Now, I was a huge fan of Jurgen Klinsmann. I thought that bringing on a coach like Jurgen Klinsmann was essential for us because it brought someone not only with World Cup history being as a player, but it also brought a coach that had World Cup history as an actual coach as well. And I thought that was brilliant. I mean, Jurgen Klinsmann lives in California. He loves America. He loves the stylings, everything else. Um, but I always thought that he was a really good introduction. And what was nice about it is that Jurgen Klinsmann brought a lot of players. Now, albeit he brought a lot of players from Germany, but he also had other connections throughout Europe of Americans that were abroad that he started to incorporate into the bring back stateside to actually incorporate into the system. I thought that was pretty cool. I get that I'm an American. I'm a proud American, so of course I love seeing Americans get a chance. I don't want to see them get their chances taken away from them by international players. But these international players are American too, which is cool to see them come back home and represent the red, white, and blue. So yeah, I was pretty cool about that. Um, Saying Chris Angel saying same Jurgen, same, I guess he's saying the same opinion as I have. He's saying Jurgen for the U.S. understood the assignment for the 2014 World Cup. U.S. was cooking, absolutely was cooking. We just happened to face that year. We happened to face I believe we faced Belgium in I say it was the quarters. It wasn't the semis, but I believe it was the quarter or the semifinals, where we just didn't, it just showed up a little bit short. But then again, that was back when that's like in his prime. Not saying he's not out of his prime, but it's well into his prime. KDB, Lukaku, like all these quality. I mean, that Belgium team was stacked, and that was like the birth of their golden generation. But I thought Jurgen was excellent. What he brought to the team was awesome, and that was the year. Those were the years when a lot of my friends were playing on the team actually, and the attitude and the opinions that they conveyed to me was that they loved Jurgen. They loved playing for him. They loved the fact that they're learning under someone that had all those experiences and all those types of tutelage that he could pass on. Now, I'm not a big Bob Bradley fan. I'm not a big Bruce Arena fan, but then again, they were the ones that bookend Jurgen, and they were the ones that brought an American presence. Big up. big up to big up to United Spurs of America. Jacob has a great channel. Really fun show yesterday, by the way, man. Really fun show. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to do a show, do that kind of show, and cast my own Liverpool movie. If you guys didn't get a chance or didn't have an opportunity to do so, definitely check out United Spurs of America. There's a few people that I definitely do watch that aren't Reds family. United Spurs of America is one of them, and yeah, I definitely want to. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing me cast a Liverpool movie the way that they cast the Spurs movie. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. They got to cast some. They cast the whole team, coach, and everything. A lot of fun, a lot of fun, and yeah, and they even took one of my Sarah and me. Got to play Richarlison. I'm so proud that he got to represent Sarah and me. If you guys get a chance, look up CERAAMI, I believe it is. He is a war hero. I believe it's for World War II. I want to say he's a war hero that yeah represents Richarlison. But yeah, the hero pigeon for sure. So we're looking at 10 minutes because of that because of the referee going down, the linesman going down. We're looking at an additional 10 minutes. We're already at 48 minutes in, 49 minutes, I guess you could say, in, with 3 and change having been played in extra time. So we're looking at another 7 minutes. Ended on a dangerous attack. Oh, dangerous attack. Great clearance by Reynolds. Great clearance by Reynolds. That was close. Very close. Yeah. You know what's funny too, real quick, is that now that I have another American, I have a couple Americans in the chat here with me. You know what's funny is that like Anthony Hudson and BJ Callahan have taken over as interim coaches, and it's pretty crazy, but both of them have pretty decent results when it comes to them being in control or in command of the club. I mean, right now BJ Callahan's got a 90% winning percentage, which is amazing. He has no losses. I mean, Anthony Hudson only lost once. You know, it's pretty incredible. But you know, Triple G had some great wins as well. I'm not going to discount his ability to do some great things. Oh man, looking at another injury. We're going to review the penalty. Yep. Oh crap. We're gonna go and look at this penalty. I'm gonna have to, what are we looking at here? That's gonna be tough. I don't even know if it touches his arm. Angel, United Spurs of America is saying not only does he give another shout out to the hero pigeon, Sarah and me, Triple G out, he's saying. Chris Angel is saying people underestimate the power of having new faces around coaches and players, etc. Agree more? Absolutely can't agree more. See what they're doing. Okay. Penalty overturned. Cool, cool, cool. No, it's not. Looks like it's going to be overturned. Looks like one he got pushed in the back. I don't know why they're overturning it, to be honest. No, I don't. And again, I don't think that it hit him. I don't think that hit him in the arm. But hey, looks like we might have dodged a bullet there. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. All right, so we are at 8 minutes. Looks like we're going to be. I see nothing. That's right. Yeah, looks like
Pit says nah.
looks like computer says no on that. Um, but yeah, right now, not exactly feeling uh the amount of doesn't really look like either team, especially America or United States, excuse me, of America has gotten really into this game, despite the fact of having 61% and 61% of the possession. Um, I wonder how the chat feels about this. How do you guys feel about international play? Is all we got right now. I mean, training camps just opened up, so you have the players that weren't in obviously the U21 competition in Europe, um, and even that's now ended. So you have players coming back into camp. Um, One of the main reasons why a lot of the players that you're seeing on this team currently is oh, Busio got pushed. It looks like um, a lot of the players that you're seeing a part of this team. The reason why you're seeing these players is primarily because uh, because of what I said about training camp being involved and being going on right now. And Chris, if you're still in the chat, Chris, I'd love to hear what are your feelings on Triple G and United Spurs of America. I know you said Triple G out, but I'd love to hear why you believe he should be out. Um, Looks like we're gonna have a free kick from about close to just outside of the center circle. Attempt. That was Jesus's first shot on goal, and it was not not a quality shot. Mm-mm. Yeah, it looks like no. I heard some Arsenal fans saying some crap about Matt Turner, which is very very interesting to me, considering I think Matt Turner is a quality. I think he's a quality goalkeeper, to be honest with you, and considering his pursuit or his pathway towards making it all the way to Europe is exceptional. It's incredibly exceptional. We're having a little bit of a disagreement going on the pitch before we end it, but it looks like we're at halftime now. Let's see. United Spurs of America is saying, I don't like people who get jobs because their brother is in the USSF. I also don't like my coaches to be woman abusers. And third strike is he is a SHIT manager who picks faves like Southgate. I said I'll spell those things out in case we have some youth in the room. I will admit this. Triple G might be a better coach than Southgate. I will say that. I will admit that. The Southgate, I do not rate. I can be open to say that. I don't think Southgate's going to let me interview any of that. He's not going to let me into the England confines to interview or shoot the gip or watch the game sideline with Team England. But yeah. So it looks like three. It looks like three corners, two, one shot on target. Yeah, pause it. One save. That Jesus attempt was not really much of an attempt. Off target, it looks like we have one off target. We have two attempts. Canada hasn't really gotten any shots on target yet, or any shots in general. It looks like, other than a blocked approach. We both have blocked approach. We have one save so far. So far, this game is not exactly end-to-end riveting action, but whatever it takes to get us into that semifinal, right? Whatever it takes. United Spurs of America is saying Southgate does have better players, but let's be honest, Triple G is just an American-made Southgate. Agreed. It's amazing how polarizing Southgate is, and I would say the same for Berhalter. He is a polarizing coach because going back to what Chris said earlier, I believe that a coach should have an identity. They should have some type of an identity that you can understand. Some type of identity. When I mean identity, I mean whether it's playing with five in the back and playing out from the back, or if it's just having more of a progressive approach, doing long balls, or if it's more of a possession based coach, or if it's if it's a matter of doing a link up style coach who likes to have more passes left and right, or those types of situations. I think that a lot of what you see is no identity with Triple G. I don't really understand. I don't really know what it is that this team. I really don't know what his teams represent. I don't. It's not like I can say, oh, this team is all about ticky tack, or this team is all about possession, or this team is all about whatever it is. I just don't think that there's no real identity. Chris Angel is saying, you know me, I'm ruthless. He can go. Chris Angel is ruthless. I will admit that. He is definitely our Pablo Escobar of America when it comes to football. Let's see, but I think the issue with the U.S. Federation is rooted deep, and a lot has to change. There's no way a nation with so much culture and ethnic groups should perform like we have. I agree. I can say this. I think that with American, like for me, for instance, growing up, there was really no hope of going beyond collegiate football. And then when I'm saying football, I mean soccer in America, obviously. But there was no hope of progressing past the collegiate level when it came to the early 90s, if not mid 90s, late 90s. Really, there wasn't really much of a hope in the 90s of progressing beyond collegiate level football. But when it came to, but now you're seeing players play in Europe, seeing players even play, occasionally in South America, or seeing players obviously play here domestically. It's different. I think it's different. I think with American football / soccer, the biggest thing for me, and this is something that I've spoken to about with a lot of players, is maybe I'm off the freedom sauce. A lot of times when I dealt with the interactions I had with players here that were playing in America, that were playing domestically in America, because I have a lot of friends that play in the MLS. When it came to those players, it got to me where the same hurdle that the American Federation had to deal with trying to overtake, if not seriously compete with Mexico, is what you're seeing now with the CONCACAF, our version of the Champions League here, is we're now having these MLS teams have to start winning these competitions, these Champions League style competitions. They have to start winning these competitions. And when we start winning them, and when we start, progressing when we start progressing forward with American football, with football in America, let's say, you're going to see some real change, and you're going to see players possibly starting to migrate to America, not so much at the end of their careers, as opposed to maybe 1 or 2 years, left in their primes, which is pretty cool. Which would be definitely pretty cool in my book. So, I'd also like to know in the chat too. Have you guys been to any? Have you been to MLS games, and or have you been to any U.S. matches, or even some of the matches that we have since we've been hosting? America is a common place to host a lot of these matches when it comes to these big tournaments. I was wondering if you've been to any of these matches, to any of these stadiums, and what you think about the stadiums, because that was a huge thing. A huge thing for America was getting. Again, I'm gonna call it soccer because we're speaking about football in America, but a huge thing was getting moving away from these American football stadiums and progressing into these, football / soccer stadiums that we see today. I think it's really, really cool to see some of the stadiums that have been created, or some of the stadiums that are being built today. The stadium that they're playing in right now, Cincinnati, despite the fact that some of my friends hate Cincinnati. Big up to the Philadelphia fan base. A lot of the stadiums today are beautiful stadiums, albeit they're not 60, 70, 80,000 attendance stadiums, but some of these stadiums are beautiful. Chris Angel saying, I think the Gold Cup isn't an achievement. It's something we should be winning. Qualifying for the World Cup should be a given. Anything else is a failure. Agreed. I know that was a major disappointment. Again, some of my friends, that was their last opportunity to make the World Cup. The World Cup that we missed out on. And I was just heartbroken for them to not get there to watch that opportunity go. Again, whether it was like Clint Dempsey or Kyle Beckerman, Woj, some of these players, that was like really their big opportunity to get into it. That was just absolutely chest falling for them not to get into it, because those guys are just quality players. And I think we could have and should have made a real push in that World Cup that we missed out. United Spurs of America is saying, I used to work for FC Dallas. Been to friendly matches at AT&T Stadium. Yep. Mexico there is insane, which I know. It's a home field advantage for them when they play in Texas. My favorite game I went to was a playoff match for FCD at Seattle, which is Football Club Dallas, I believe, at Seattle Sounders. Well, now, if to people in the chat, to anyone that watches, possibly even this later on, just to see what I do with the watch-alongs, I can't say enough about Portland and Seattle when it comes to their fan bases. It is next level. If you really want to get a taste of what the kind of presence that you would feel or experience in some of these other countries where football is the main sport, go to a match in Seattle, go to a match in Portland. It is next level. The amount of attention and devotion and dedication that they bring to their club is awesome. And I can't stress it enough. Awesome. And it has set the bar high, but I think you've now witnessed more clubs, especially these clubs that are building football friendly stadiums. You're seeing more of the football element that you really need if you're ever going to get any real traction in bringing Americans on board into to loving this game the way that those of us in the chat and obviously those of us that are partaking in this watch along really have. So it looks like I said my favorite game I went to. Okay, I read that one. Amazing time. The fans were nonstop singing and the chants stuck in my head for weeks after. Absolutely. Hey, I'm going to get to Chris Angel's comments because they're spot on, but I just saw United Spurs of America. Big up on the Metro Stars, dog. Big up. Big up. If we advance, I'm going to wear my Metro Stars jersey, okay, for the semifinal. Big up. Oh man, yeah, that was my club back in the day. The New York, New Jersey Metro Stars, for sure. That's a throwback. Chris Angel, with his comments, are saying, look at the interview from Reggie Cannon. MLS doesn't compare to other leagues. The relegation, and I did see that conversation, the interview with Reggie Cannon, who is a great player, really talented player. He's saying that Reggie Cannon, MLS doesn't compare to the other leagues. The relegation to the other league having relegation, having to fight to survive, build character. When I lived in New York City, I was a season ticket holder. Wow, that's cool. For New York City FC. And my first game I went to in the States was the Metro Stars. Oh, now I see why that's a throwback. My fault. As a kid in New Jersey, big up. Big up. I love it. Tony Miola and the whole nine. Tab Ramos, who's an actual friend of mine. He was a connect. He was one of the ways I got to go to see some of the games actually when in New Jersey or when they played, especially when they played like in Baltimore or in DC or again in New York, New Jersey actually. There's we didn't really play games in New York. But big up. Definitely big up. Who was the U.S. men's national team player that you who did you admire throughout all? It could be any player, it could be any era. Who was the player that you resonated with the most? What player did you love and adore, or love and admire that played for the U.S. men's national team? I'd love to hear it in the chat. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'd love to see what you think about what player it was. If you want to leave a comment to give a shout out to one of your heroes or one of the players that you really liked to see play. And again, getting back to that Metro Stars, yeah, man, I used to love that era of MLS was a lot of fun. That was possibly one of my favorite players, Carlos Valderrama. Big up Colombia. When he played for Tampa Bay, I believe he played for. And oh man, it was one of those things where like even at that stage of his career and his life, that guy was just pure filth on the pitch. I used to love watching him play. But yeah, I'd love to hear who on the U.S. men's national team, who you liked, what player you really rated growing up, or maybe it's today that you like the player that you like today. A memorable game I've been to was River Plate and Boca. Oh, that's awesome. It was in La Bombonera. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm still working on my Spanish, so because again, I'm definitely looking forward to visiting Venezuela and certainly Colombia. Those are on my, and Ecuador too. But those three are on my list for South America. And obviously Brazil, but that's Portuguese. Um, straight violence and proper chanting. Yeah. Beckman was a legend. Absolutely. KB is one of my best friends, and he'll openly say that about me. But yeah, uh, KB is cool, super cool. Um, Obviously, I was hoping that he wasn't going to cut his dreads, but it's all good. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother conversation. um, yes, yes, Colombian goat, definitely. The Chris Angel's comment, definitely. And to United Spurs of America, yeah, until he cut the dreads, absolutely. Hey, he did not consult with me before he did it. I think when he did do it, it was more so because he was at a stage where he knew he was coming up on a change in his life, in that he was coming towards the end of his career, but also he knew that, hey man, playing playing with that much hair, which I had a lot more hair myself than I do now, because I shaved the sides. Um, it is not easy, especially summertime. Considering play MLS plays during the summertime, whew, that's one way to work off the water weight. I'll tell you that. That is one way to work it off. Yeah, it did hurt a lot when he cut him off. I openly told him that too. It hurt a lot. But there's it was one of those things where it was a stage in his life where he was just, it was where he knew that, um he was going to be the representation that he was going to be going forward with was going to be a new KB, or I call him KB, new Kyle Beckerman. It was definitely cool. Looks like we're at the 52nd minute in. Again, we're really not seeing much. We are seeing some back and forth. Nice Spurs saying, my wife still loves Donovan. He is a traitor. Why is he a traitor? Why is he a traitor to you? So Chris Angel saying, Juan Pablo Angel is my cousin from my grandfather's side. His son, my cousin Tomas Angel, plays for my team Atletico Nacional in Colombia. That's super cool. Super, super cool. Definitely, definitely cool. Yeah, one of the players that I represented actually, um, uh, one of the players I represented, um, Willman, actually, big up Will. Um, he actually is from Colombia, obviously, but he has dual citizenship. But yeah, he um, he put me on to a lot of cool players with his connections back home in Colombia. Um, and one of the players, I'm not gonna like list all the players I've represented, but his cousin is a player that I represented that I ended up going on to play in Ecuador actually, and he connected me with um, the coach for Colombia, who actually ended up coaching for Ecuador as well, and then he went back to Colombia. But some real cool connects. I love Colombia. I can't say enough about how much. But I would like to know why Donovan's a traitor. Not saying I'm a Donovan fan at all. For sure, not saying that. I had hoped actually. Um, I really had hoped. There was a time that we were going to be getting. Again, I'm glad he stayed. I love Henderson. Can't say enough about him. But there was a time when we were going to trade, or we're going to basically be bringing in. I said trade. Sorry about that. We were going to be bringing in Dempsey, Clint Dempsey, to the club, and that was meant that Henderson was going to go, and that would have been pretty cool. And I'm saying bring Clint Dempsey, you're supposed to be bringing Clint Dempsey to Liverpool, and I think that it would have been cool. I think he would have been a great acquisition, primarily because Clint Dempsey plays with such heart, such intensity, such emotion involved in his play, and I think that that's just synonymous with how Liverpool is, how Liverpool represents. And 67% possession for America, 33% for Canada. Right, now let's see how we're doing. So, United Spurs of America also says rooted against us. He rooted against us versus Azerbaijan. He promoted Mexico for money. Said Pulisic should have chosen MLS over Milan. He takes a dump on us for selecting dual nationals and called out McKennie and as unacceptable in Nashville. Yeah. Hey, once again, I am not a Landon Donovan cheerleader in one way or another. That I'm cool with that. Definitely. He's a little money grabbing. Wow. Okay. Okay. Since he retired, U.S. legend, but he's pooping on his legacy. Clint Dempsey, fully COYS. It's okay with the cursing. It always in the chat. That's all well and good. It's all well and good. I don't mind potty mouse in the chat whatsoever. That's just called love for you, love passion for you. Yeah. Um Good old Landon D. Yeah. I don't rate him because hey, he played for Everton. So I know Everton is not a club that the Spurs worry about, but hey, our club that we worry about. All right, looks like we have a dangerous attack. That is, let's see. Hopefully, we can see something happen here. Got a free kick coming. So dangerous attack about to pop off. Yeah, like Landon played for the Galaxy, the Earthquake, the San Jose Earthquakes, Bayern, Bayer Leverkusen, but he played for this, I think, the second tier team. Everton played for Club Leon FC and Bayern Munich, and as an LA Galaxy reserve. But whatever, he's done. He's hung up his boots. Whatever. I like that. I like the fact that um, we have some knowledgeable people that follow this club and hold people accountable, which is really, really cool. Chris Angel saying, if Colombia qualify for the World Cup in 2026, we're linking up to watch and in the States. Hey, if Colombia qualifies for the World Cup, and it is hopefully a game here in Arizona or a game in Texas or a game in California, we are definitely going, my friend. Hopefully, even Jacob, you're invited as well, brother. Like, yes, it will be some cool circumstances, and hopefully, hey, I mean, like, I can say this much. If I do get tickets and we sit in the friends and family section for America, nowhere in Colombia, nowhere in the Colombia kit, brother. Oh man, I'll do the same if I get hooked up with friends and family, which will be kind of cool to be able to do Colombia kit, and that is if America and Colombia play against each other. That's all. If not, then it's cool. But yeah, we're definitely going to watch. We're definitely going to watch. I got plenty of. I got like 4 Columbia kits, so I got my kit ready. I definitely got my kit ready. '60th minute. Oh man, 61st minute, I should say. Still 0-0. Ooh. This game is eerily looking like it might be going to extra time. Oh, great approach. Oh, I'm a little behind on the graphic, but now the ball's safe again. Terrible giveaway. Now I see why it was dangerous. Oh, come on. What is do you guys like international? Do you guys like international play more than club play? If you had to pick, if someone were to say to you, hey, for Chris Angel, for instance, if someone were to say to you, I have a ticket for the U.S. Oh, excuse me, for Colombia, okay, playing in the semifinal of the World Cup, let's say, or I have a ticket for Liverpool playing in the semifinal of the Champions League. Make it big. I was going to say FA Cup, but let's make it big. So you have a chance to let's keep it local. FA Cup, okay? So you have a chance to go to the semifinal of the FA Cup to see Liverpool play. Chance to go to Wembley, or you have a chance to get substitution in right now, Kate Cowell, who I think people keep an eye on this player that just came in. Kate Cowell is a talented player, someone I believe that we will be seeing play in Europe. But if you had a ticket to go to the game, which would you choose? Which one would you choose? You have to. It's either A or B. What are you choosing? Liverpool or Colombia? And for United Spurs of America, obviously that would be, in your case, it would be we make it to the semifinal of the World Cup, and which is monumental. Would you or the Spurs making it to, again, Wembley, making it to the semifinal of the FA Cup. You have a choice of those 2 tickets. Which one are you taking? And anyone else that joins in, who's just watching, maybe that hopefully this question gets you involved and engaged. But what are you taking? You're going to watch your club team, or would you go and watch the international team play? So basically, you're saying, would you watch club or would you watch, country play? I'd love to hear that. Okay, I'll say it again. Semifinal of FA Cup or semifinal of the semifinal of the World Cup. Or we'll keep it big, since some people might not correlate FA Cup to World Cup. How about we go semifinal? Kate Cowell is I like that kid too. Semifinal of the World Cup or semifinal of the Champions League. Let's make it that way. You get to go semifinal of the Champions League and watch Spurs play, or you get to go to semifinal of the World Cup and watch America play. And for Chris, I know Chris is American and he's a proud American. He's served for America, so thank you for your service. But I know obviously he has Colombia in his heart as well. So going back to the roots, would you take an opportunity to see Colombia play a semifinal in the World Cup, or would you take the semifinal of Liverpool playing in the Champions League? Yeah, yeah. It's tough. So looks like World Cup semifinal sounds pretty intense. It will be. It would be. And it is a hard one. And Chris Angel, pause. Chris Angel says that's tough because being around Colombia. Oh, being around Colombian women in the stands is a great experience. I'm not going to say that too loud in case your wife is around. Colombian women in the stands is a great experience, but obviously at Anfield is a dream. But I'm taking Colombia semifinal of the World Cup for obvious reasons. Oh, wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. It is next level when it comes to the patronage that you get in World Cup competition. It is next level. It is definitely next level. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would love to be. I would love to be in the stands for any of those games. If it came down to either of those games would be amazing. But yeah, it's a different vibe when it comes to international as opposed to club. So I was very interested. I'm interested to see that because I know that both of the participants that are answering these questions, for instance, in the chat, are staunch supporters of their clubs and definitely staunch supporters of the nationals teams. Oh, great save! Oh man, wow, Gianluca, great save. Um, United Spurs of America saying World Cup gotta be my choice. That's next level. Plus Spurs losing the semi. Oh, come on, come on. That faith, come on. UCO of a great attempt on goal right there. But a great save. UCO is a good player. I started noticing him when he was playing for Sporting Case. I think they say their name. So they changed their name now. It's yeah, Sporting Kansas City. Let's see. I am interested though that that is interesting that you guys both chose the national team. Very interesting. Let's see. Dangerous attack. Oh, again, that Cade is a talented player. I think that he he has some real promise. Some real promise. Maybe should have taken a little bit more time with his approach and not so much energy into it. But Canadian keeper plays for Minnesota. He's a talented kid. I didn't know that. I haven't really gotten to see much about. It's very interesting that Minnesota got a MLS team, to me at least. But I know that they have some good, really talented or really you know, invested fans in their club. Ooh, getting sloppy with the ball. U.S. getting kind of sloppy with the ball here. Canadian keeper is Dane St. Clair. St. Clair. Come on now. Let's get this attack going. Having the substitution, looks like Cavallini for Canada's going out. Russell Rowe is going to be replacing him on the pitch here. And looks like Ali Ahmad is coming out, and David Wortherspoon, excuse me, is coming in. It looks like Ali Ahmed had a little bit of a knock. He was kind of limping over. Now it looks like we're going to be making some changes, some offensive changes. Brandon Vasquez is coming in. And looks like Matt Miyagi is going to come in as well for Jalen Neal. Vasquez is a promising player. I know that there was at points when we were searching for a and when I say we, obviously I'm talking about the United States U.S. men's national team. When we were searching for a bona fide striker for our number 9, that was going to be, you know, like our Altidore, you know, like the Altidore for us in essence, because Altidore was like our given number 9 for us for a long time. Oh, come on with the touch. We ended up getting a lot of different players that real. Oh, come on! Tony, this boy Cade is nice. He's nice. He's really gonna get a look. He should have did a little bit more with that attempt. Look. But yeah, the number 9 position was still up, you know, in flux, or was still up in with no real assertion as to who was going to be playing for the number 9 for us. You know, Pepe had his shot at it, and other players also had their shots at it. There was some real talk about Vasquez being that guy for us. Brandon just got a shot off right there. But yeah, there was some real talk about Brandon being the number 9. Brandon with that left foot. Come on, brother. Vasquez is a baller, bro. I don't know if he stays at FCC another season. I can see Portugal or Everdisi coming to get him. I agree. I think that he is a baller. I think you're right about him not staying in America, because I think he has bigger ambitions in mind. Not saying that MLS isn't a quality. I think it is a decent quality league. I'm not saying though that it's anyways near the leagues that he's trying to get involved in. Chris is saying we need to do a all-time South American starting 11 of all-time retired players only on your channel. Must pick your players from each nation in South America. No, oh come on, no R9, no Pele, no Maradona, and no Ronaldinho. Oh man. Oh, Ronaldo, excuse me. Oh, come on. Come on. Vasquez is getting some real great looks at goal here. He's gotta put these in. He was offsides anyway. Well, he's got it. Oh, or the approach was offside. But Vasquez has got to put these in. With other YouTubers and subscribers. I'm down with that. How about we do something like we can make it a democratic since we're Americans here, we can make it democratic. We can I think we can all come up with basically a consensus team or a consensus pool of players, and we can vote on them. How about that? We can vote and see who gets, put a poll or something like that, and we can vote on that player, or what player we think should be the left wing or the right wing, or those kinds of deals. Yeah, man. Taking out Pele's harsh, dude. Pele, he's the GOAT. I don't care what you say about Messi. Pele is the GOAT. The GOAT. You see, yeah. But yeah, when it comes to Pele, he's
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
hopefully my soundboard is registering, and you guys can hear it clearly. I think that's a great idea, Chris. If you want to do that, I'll work on that. I'll work on that for this week if you're down. I'll make sure that the list is well balanced. Not gonna be all Brazil or Argentina or all Colombia. There'll be some shouts from Venezuela and Chile, Ecuador. Just to make it harder, I know those names are go to for people wanting to test people's bowling again. Sounds good, bro. I sounds good. I'm down. I'm down. We'll make how about we'll make Pele and we'll make Pele R9 Maradona and or Ronaldo coaches. We'll make them the coaches. Okay. So they get the honorary shouts to be on the team. Huh. Yeah, I'm trying to. Hopefully, my like I said, if hopefully the soundboard I have set up is working properly. Um, it's been a fun thing. Um, it's been a fun ride of getting to know the thing. Yeah. Oh, I got that.
He needs some milk.
That's the best one. That's one of the best ones. Uh, yeah. Hopefully, were you okay? Yeah, you're all right. Cool. All right, cool. It's working out. Working out. I wanted to make sure that was working. There's some really cool ones I got. Some pretty cool. Um, but yeah. That is a top tier soundbite. So it looks like we are big up to Baz. Getting a shout out from my brother from across the pond. Big up, big up, big up. Oh man. Sure for sure. Coming through. All my Liverpool broad brethren, even my Spurs brethren. Appreciate it. Um, Looking at about 8 minutes until the 90th, and then we'll see how much extra time they're going to put on this. But this is eerily looking to be a either 1-0 type game or going into extra time. I'm hoping that we can avoid extra time. Come on, man.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Is this the woman's game? No, man. This is the woman's game. That's funny. Oh man. No. This is the CONCACAF Gold Cup. This is Important, very important. Because it really is funny too. Because the Nations League, the Gold Cup was the big tournament for a long, long time in America. And then with the Nations League taking more, obviously getting obviously being able to schedule at a different time, it's now getting the better players involved in it because, like, which is obvious, is now this Gold Cup is now being played at a later date, and that later date is pushing it back. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all good. It's you are correct. How about that? I got some great sound bites. I can't wait to be able to do more of using the soundboard and getting going on a level where I can start to use some of the video clips that I get to see some of the great content creators use. All right, we're pressing. We're looking at trying to get this ball in, but now it's ball safe. Trust me, I got a sound bite to go. The women's team beat Wales 2-0. My bad. Oh yeah. No worries. You're more than good. I appreciate that you even tuned in, brother, because that shows that you got love and support, and I appreciate that. Yeah. I am thinking that I'm hoping that we press a little bit here, press forward a little bit. Just got a free kick here coming. It's about at midfield, so it's not in a dangerous spot. Looks like we're gonna have a substitution as well. Looks like we're gonna be bringing on Schaffelberg in for Junior Hoilett. It's big because Junior is the captain, so looks like he's not going to see the game out. Also looks like we are going to see Miller be taken out as well, and Brim is going to be replacing Miller. It looks like we're about to make another substitution as well. Didn't get a chance to see what player that was that's about to go. So far, a lot of what player went into the net right there. America has been pressing. Ooh, got hit in the back of the head trying to get that header. But a lot of it is.
Unlucky.
That's what's been a lot of that going on for America right now. Oh man. All right, dangerous attack occurring right here for America. Come on, man. The question, okay, I'm gonna ask Baz the question too. I'm gonna ask Baz the question. Hopefully he's still in the chat. Baz. Oh wait, hold on, Baz. Looks like America has scored.
This is Sparta!
That's what I'm talking about. 1-0. That is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, oh man. About time. About time. But yeah, man. I am definitely here for it. Definitely here for it. Man. Oh wow. And just, I mean, depending on, I don't know how much extra time they're gonna put on this game, you know, which is great, but towards the end, you know, yes, America. America. Right.
Respect the drip, Karen.
Respect that drip, baby. Oh man. We needed that. 1-0. Now I'm interested to see how much time they're going to put on. How much extra time. Great header, by the way. And we just gave out a shout out to for Vasquez. Hey Baz, answer this question since we got Chris and we got Jacob to answer the question earlier. And I know that you prefer, even though you live in England, I know that you like to atone to France for for the French national team being the team that you like to support. If you had the opportunity to go see France in the semifinal of the World Cup, or see Liverpool in the semifinal of the Champions League, which game are you going to? That's for Baz. Hopefully you heard the question. A lot of corner kicks in this game. Not often, and I don't think, not often do you see 27 corner kicks. That's a lot of corner kicks. That's definitely the over on the corners. So yeah, okay. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we gonna give them a penalty for this crap? Oh man. How? What is up with that? What is up with that? Wow. No. How? Wow. Let's see what we can do here. Come on, Matt Turner. Let's see what we can get out of you, Matt. Matt has 11 saves and 24 penalty kicks faced, so he's got 46% save percentage in all comps. A decent percentage, actually. Let's see if he can make it 50%. Oh man, let's see if we can make it 50%. So here we go. And here we go. Oh man. Urgh.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
That hurt. That hurt. That definitely hurt. So, wow. That definitely hurt. So 1-1. I don't know why it hasn't been adjusted on the why it hasn't been adjusted on they just put it off. That hurt. Oh, he went down the middle too. That was cheeky. That was cheeky. All right, people. It's a ball game. 1-1 back. It's back to being anyone's game. Looks like I'm glad I didn't put any wager down on 1-0 because I would have just lost money. Yeah, 1-1. Hey,
Don't like that.
don't like it. So let's see what can happen here. Let's see what can happen. Hopefully we can. We've been playing better than Canada, to be honest with you, towards the end of this match. That's an unfortunate circumstance of like where it seems like the ball. He wasn't making an actual swing at the ball or anything like that. It just happened. I mean, it's difficult. Where else are you supposed to put your arm in that case? Ended up hitting his arm, ended up hitting the Canadian player's arm, but obviously it hitting the American's arm first meant that they had to give the penalty. And I think also because the first one was very, 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 very questionable as to possibly being a penalty. You knew that they were going to definitely give them that one. Oh, okay. It's 5-3. Okay, I was going to say, for some reason I thought I saw the stat was there was a stat that came up that had it being a lot of corner kicks. Looks like it's only 5-3. That's a different story. I must have misread that. Oh, come on. Come on. So, I still like our chances, despite the fact that, obviously I think we've exhausted our subs. Let's see. No, we still have. I believe we still might have one substitution that we can make. And also, normally when you get into extra time, I believe you get an extra substitution. Come on, let's do this. Ooh, Tanya Vasquez he is a big boy. He's a big boy, very strong, very I got a great center to him in the sense of not being able. He doesn't get muscled off of positioning too often. It looks like we are going to extra time. Looks like extra time. Come on. Shouldn't I? So now we're going to extra time. Guess I shouldn't have brought out my guns so quick. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Motherfucker. Fucking cock in my fucking shit.
There you go. Give you a little. Since I didn't say it, the pot, but I'll drop some potty mouth right there. So offense under. See some of these stats. Looks like they're talking about the surgery that Baz is going to be going through in a couple of days. Obviously, we're all wishing Baz a successful surgery and obviously a speedy recovery, and as pain-free of a rehab as possible. Any type of surgery is never easy. I've had surgery myself, not as many times as Baz has had it, but once is enough. I'm sure he'll say that. Yeah. So we're going to extra time, people. Extra time. All right. So how are we feeling about extra time? 66% ball possession. Looking at let's see that again. Looking at 42% of dangerous attack. I'm telling you, it looks like we were definitely controlling the majority of that second half, especially when we made those subs. Looks like 19% in attack, but they had a lot of balls safe in the 56th percentile. I'm hoping they do, brother. I've already had the Canadian Brigade come out, and already had the Canadian Brigade come out, and even some of our Reds brethren come out and say they expected a 2-0 Canadian win. The tide was definitely against America in the beginning of the chat, or beginning of the stream. And it's very interesting too. Baz gave his answer, guys, and he gave it as he would go to see Liverpool in the semifinal over overseeing the semifinal of the World Cup. Very interesting. I can openly admit, if Colombia makes it to the semifinal, I'm not even Colombian. I'm there. I'm there for that. So there you go. There is extra time. Yes, there is extra time. There will be 2 periods of extra time, and then after extra time is exhausted, we will be going to penalty kicks, and hopefully we don't have to go to that level or go to that stage. I will openly admit I'm very disappointed in that it came up. And it's crappy too, because it's a deflection off. It's like it deflected off of the guy's foot and it bounced up, and then naturally his hand was there and hit his hand. It wasn't like he made an awkward movement. I personally have said that truthfully. I know, and it looks like they're going to be making a substitution here, bringing in Zach McGraw's coming out, and Scott Kennedy for Canada is going to be coming in. I have been someone that has said that I can kind of agree that if it's going to come down to interpretation of what's a handball and what's not a handball, we definitely make it difficult for ourselves to understand you know, what's in the mind of the referee and why he called it that way. But I can openly say that I kind of go, if it hits the hand, it's a penalty. That's how I look at it. If it hits the hand, it's a penalty. Period. And I know that some people might say that you might start to try to like purposely kick the ball towards people's midsections and everything else. Now, it's a little different story. If your hand's like this or it's behind or everything else, it's a little different story. I think it is what it is. We made Morris has joined the attack. Looks like we're going, and Long is now joined the defense. And they have Kennedy coming in for McGraw for Canada. I think I'm hoping, Baz, you are right. I'm hoping that we do nick it in the end here. Trust me, I'm definitely hoping that that's a correct call. So yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. This means more. This just means more football. I know the rest of the. I just heard some people finally make it to the house. I know they're not going to be too happy. They hear that I got another 30 minutes of football to be watching, but if not more. I love it. If anyone gets a chance too, I know Baz. I don't know, Baz. If I have to ask Baz if you ever been to America. I don't know if you've ever been to America or not. But for my Americans in the chat, if you get a chance, if you do get a chance, check out Cincinnati's stadium. It is a pretty cool stadium. It is definitely a pretty cool stadium. Holds about 26,000, I believe. Okay, free kicks. That's what it was earlier that I was reading. Free kicks. That's a lot of free kicks too. 30 fouls basically have been committed. That's a lot of fouls. But yeah, I'm about to take a look at this lineup too. I'm sorry, I know I'm getting a little bit scatterbrained. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look at this lineup that we're now looking at. Ooh, Canada with a very, 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 very close approach and take on goal there. Luckily, he scrubbed the call. Okay, so Baz is asking a question. He says, "I'm a little confused. MLS is currently going on, so how does that interfere with the best players playing for the national team?" And I'm gonna get to United Spurs of America giving shout outs for some of the stadiums. So what is going on right now is, yes, these players are for the MLS. However, our best players don't. The majority of our best players don't play in the MLS any longer. A lot of not saying that there aren't any MLS players playing with the main squad, but this particular team is very, very heavily laden upon MLS players. However, there are some players that play in Europe. For instance, Matt Turner plays for Arsenal, for instance. what I was looking at again was I was looking at what kind of lineup we have involved because it's interesting. We still have Jesus Ferreira involved in the attack. It's got a good approach. We have Cade Cowell in attack. He's about to come in too for us. Looks like they're saying it's going to be a substitution. We have Cade Cowell in attack. And we have Brandon Vasquez in attack. Oh, I see. Because we took down. But those players, it's an interesting approach that we're taking because those players that we have involved, Vasquez is a striker. Jesus is a striker. Cade Cowell isn't necessarily a striker per se, but he can. Oh, okay, gotta put that away. Sorry. Cade Cowell can play the striker position, at least the center forward position. So it's very interesting the approach that we're taking. But yeah, the MLS is currently going on, like you said, but a lot of these players all got to leave the teams and participate in this because especially a lot of these players. Oh, yeah. Why do you get a yellow? A lot of these players got an opportunity to are getting an opportunity to actually play international, get caps for the national team. So the MLS, and sometimes the MLS will even suspend play, but I don't believe they did this year. So United Spurs of America says Austin FC Stadium is dope. Columbus built a new stadium too, and I hear it's nice. Columbus did build a new stadium, and also Columbus had one of the first, again, I'm going to say soccer, but still, that's because it's America, but first football-related stadiums in MLS. A stadium that brought you close, had stands that were more accessible to being able to see the entire field, bring you closer to the game. Because when you play in football stadiums, American football stadiums, that is, you tend to be the pitch is obviously an American football field is different than a football field per se, like we see now. And because that, you don't have the ability to be a part of, Cade Cowell is a beast. He is a beast, people. I'm telling you. Got heart. I like it. He reminds me a lot of Clint Dempsey. Just the intensity and the pure ambition and intensity, but pure dedication to it. But again, Columbus built that stadium. It was great. This stadium, Cincinnati, is an amazing stadium. If you get a chance, see the opening ceremonies that they used for bringing it out. It was phenomenal. Again, Portland, Seattle, both great stadiums, or both great atmospheres. I believe Seattle plays still, if anyone can help me out with that one, I think Seattle still plays in the same field or same stadium as the Seahawks play. I know Portland has their own stadium, but I believe Seattle plays in their own stadium. I know I think it was United Spurs of America mentioned that they've been to a Seattle game before, which is a unique experience. Again, it's a unique experience, especially since for Portland and for Seattle, what they do is they walk to the game together. So the fan base meet at like whatever the pub is, whatever their supporter pub is for that area. They meet there and they literally, in mobs, walk to the field. Yeah, they used it at the NFL stadium. That's what I thought. But then the Sounders are unique in that they have such a unique fan base and vibrant fan base that they're actually able to sell out like NFL game style sell out for football in America. That's phenomenal. That's definitely phenomenal. That's as I would say,
sensational.
Yeah, Portland Stadium is amazing. You got to check out Baz. I'm telling you, and I'm sure Jacob and Chris can both attest to this. Some of the stadiums in America are pretty cool, and the atmospheres are equally cool too, especially when it comes to. You're in a dangerous attack. I'm watching in the corner right out here. Oh, let's get a corner out of it at least. Especially when, so for instance, in Portland, they're called the Timbers, and when they score a goal, they take out a big chainsaw and cut a piece of the log off. Pretty cool. Absolutely have an intense fan base. Possibly the two best fan bases in America are Portland and Seattle, easily. And that's why they have and Portland and Seattle have a fervent, like a very, very intense rivalry between the two of them. Pushing forward. My telecast is 30 seconds behind this right here, so. Oh! Hey, Cal. Great approach, though. Great attack. I'm telling you guys, this Cade Cowell he's a nice player, man. Nice player. And the one off his thigh. And that's another thing about these this opportunity for these MLS players is that they're getting opportunities that they normally wouldn't have seen with the American team, but because they're getting obviously some recognition and in enhancing their CV so that they can possibly go abroad easier. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper. Great save by Minnesota, as I was informed, the Minnesota goalkeeper. Atlanta has a cool ceremony too, and FC Dallas is lame, lame as hell. They put a scarf on statue of Lamar Hunt. Very much not a mood setter. Atlanta's cool. I would like to see a game in Atlanta. Atlanta has a really, really talented team too. Extremely talented. And again, I think MLS has come far from its beginnings with the talent that they have on these teams. I would like to see them include, I don't know if you agree on this, Jacob, or Chris, but I would like to see possibly them add an additional designated spot for an international player. I know that again, that's taking away from Americans and American opportunity. I understand that, but looks like we're running into the second half of extra time. But what and the reason why I'm saying that, for instance, is now that Messi's going to Miami, for instance, I know that they're now speaking about how they wanted to get I forget which player it was that was talking about following him over, and now even this is the effect of Messi. Even Sergio Ramos, who I hate, who I cannot stand. Sergio Ramos is speaking about possibly joining Miami. And that would be an interesting acquisition. Be very, but yeah. Yeah, but when it comes to Sergio Ramos,
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
yeah, that's Sergio Ramos, number one BS guy. Alba left back of Barca is heading there as well. That's amazing. Like, just the fact that Messi's going has created such a an interest in going to, and let's not get it twisted. I don't know many people that would not want to go and live in Miami. Trust me on that. I don't want to get in trouble, but yeah, Miami's a whole nother level. But yeah, that's interesting that Alba wants to go there too. Sergio Ramos wants to go there. I heard that Busquets is thinking about possibly going there. And I'll say this openly. I think that after this next year, it is off the hook. I think that after this next year, we will see R7 in the MLS. Especially, I think, obviously, it means that, you're going to have Messi playing later on, but next year possibly. But I believe that after 1 year, R7 will be approached by LAFC or even by Los Angeles Galaxy. I believe they will play. And I'll ask this to the chat: how would you feel? This is just hypothetical. But how would you feel if R7 went to Miami as well and played with Messi? How would you feel about that in the chat? I would love to hear that. And if you're not in the chat or you're just joining later on, I would love to. Oh, how did he miss that goal? Oh, I would love to hear in the comments what and how you feel about possibly a Messi and R7 combination. I think that'd be very, very. that'd be incredibly interesting. I've been saying that I think that it's going to be Ronaldo going to LA because one, him going to LA, would enhance his marketability. I mean, he's already got incredible marketability as well, but he's got. But if it'd be cool because then you'd have, as United Spurs of America is saying, United Spurs of America is saying, would rather he go to a Western Conference team, so we have a Messi versus Ronaldo final. He seems more of an LA guy. I agree completely. That's what I was going to get into, and that by going to LA, he'll do exactly what. Again, I know some people don't follow basketball, but he'll be doing what. He'll end up doing what Shaquille O'Neal did, in that when Shaquille O'Neal started playing for Orlando, he played for the Orlando Magic, but he chose to go to LA Lakers not only because it's the Lakers, but also because it is. Oh my God! It is the Lakers. Oh man. Oh.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
Not good, people. Not good. Not good. 2-1 Canada. It's not over, people. Keep your heads up. Not over. Yeah, that's. Oh wow, that was a really nice goal by this guy. Oh, deflected. It was he definitely got. Yeah, it was definitely good for him to get a shot on net, but it deflected. It looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, my stream is behind this too. I know. Now we're about to see Canada park the bus. That sucks. Oh man, that's a shame. I I understand what we're saying about CR7, but I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if anyone else feels that way or not. I know obviously I see how people are more gravitating towards seeing a rivalry continue, but yeah, I know and again I know that CR7 primary language is Portuguese, so it wouldn't matter of it being it wouldn't matter if it was Miami or LA for that matter if it was being Portuguese. But I believe he does speak. I believe he does speak Spanish. But all the same, we got 10 minutes left to pull out some type of miracle. We're definitely about to start to see Canada, again, park the bus. They're definitely going to they're definitely going to definitely going to look to time waste a little bit, but yeah, that's unfortunate that we got scored on. Be interesting. But it's not over, people. 2-1. 8 minutes left. We're getting a little bit of a dangerous attack. Kind of crappy because, I mean, we've dominated this entire game. Dominated. Where it comes to 67% of the ball, 17 shots to 5 shots. 7 on target to their 2. Just so happens that their 2 have been, well, one of their 2 has been on. Looks like we're going to be making a change. Looks like we're going to bring in a midfielder, bring in a little bit more of an attack, and bring out Brian Reynolds from defense, and bring in Roldan as a midfielder. Change up this formation a little bit here. But again, those stats: 7 shots, 3 on shots off target, but 7 block shots, 7 shots on target. Looks like 9 corners to their 3. Again, 17 shots to their 5. They've had 17 fouls. We've had 14. We've had 9 corner kicks. They've had 3. Big chances. We've had 2. They've had 1. Passing. Nearly doubled their passing. We've doubled their accuracy impact, or accurate passes. Crosses, again, we've doubled that in crosses. 9 for 33. They're 2 for 15. That's cool. I don't really know Brian Reynolds. That's cool. I didn't know that Jesus Ferreira is. I think he probably is. You know, some players allow for celebrity to get in, but again, let's not give up hope. Let's not give up hope. I'm pressing forward. Pressing forward. Is that an own goal or? Hey! Hey!
And his name is John C.
2-2, people! Hey! Hey! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see this on replay. Yeah, it looks like it was looks like, I don't know if they're gonna count that as an own goal or not. I think that's an own goal because it deflected off of player. 2-2. Never give up, people. If there's anything, I know, Jacob, that you're a Spurs fan, and sometimes you can look at things from a different perspective than us Reds brethren does, or me and my Reds brethren do. But if there's one thing I've learned, never give up. Always believe. Always believe. Let's pull one out here. Let's pull one out. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Bruh.
Right? Oh man, let's definitely do this. Wow, cards so far. So far, 4 cards. 4 cards. Canada is playing rough, apparently. I mean, both teams are getting we've seen equal amount of fouls. Oh, come on now. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, come on, Cade. I don't want. I'd like to see this not go to penalty kicks. I'd like to see this not go to penalty kicks. I said, but we got a dangerous attack. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's see what we got out of this. Did we get a corner out of this or no? Let's go. Get this corner. Let's get this corner. Vasquez. Let's call Vasquez maybe. Vasquez a header. "23 aerial wins to their 18. They've won more duels than 60 to 52. And but we've lost. 191 possession lost, 162 possession. Oh my goodness! Oh, called it. I called Vasquez. That boy is nice, man. Looks like another corner kick. We're gonna be looking at trying to get to Vasquez again. I agree with you on Jordan Morris. It's a shame. I think that knee injury that he had right before, I want to say right before the World Cup, really took something out of Jordan's quality, and it's unfortunate. We're looking at another corner kick. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Be honest, on game days for Spurs, like a fool, I always believe until there's no hope in the lead. In the lead up 24 hours, I get too hyped. I feel you, bro. I feel you. But again, yeah, Jordan Morris, not good enough anymore. Before his loan to championship team, where he tore his ACL, he was good, but now he isn't. He was at Swansea on loan, was doing good, then tore his ACL again, I think, right? I think he tore it twice, didn't he? And been craps ever since. Excuse me. Oh, that's got to be a card too, by the way. We need something from here. We're looking at the last basic minute of extra time. I don't know how much extra time they're going to bring in. Yeah, he tore it twice. That's what I thought. Hey, trust me, tearing your ACL is no fun, and I'm only saying that because if Baz is still in the chat, Baz can tell you himself. It's not fun whatsoever. He's going through his third ACL surgery. Way too close to Canada really. Oh, they're gonna give a yellow card for that. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. I like it. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Yeah, I like it. Especially Matthews played on the he's played as a regular already. So it looks like penalty kicks is going to be the way that we end this 2-2. Really fun second half. Night and day difference from the first half, with the open play, and not only that, the subs that were brought on really definitely symbolized that they were not holding anything back by having mainly attackers involved in substituting the defenders for attackers. So how are we going to look at this, fellas? How are we going to look at this? Going to look at this. Yeah, as you can see, here, yeah, ACL, no joke. It isn't any joke. When I broke my kneecap, I thought about I was fortunate in that I wouldn't say fortunate, but I mean it wasn't the AC. I was fortunate that I didn't tear any ligaments along with um, my kneecap, which was very interesting because my kneecap basically broke, but was still attached, I guess, to the ligaments. One of my favorite NBA players, Derrick Rose, had so many so many knee injuries. So I always feel bad for athletes who tear them. Yeah. One thing I can say about ACL and PCL and MCLs, um, today with today's surgery, and again, I don't know if Chris is with us anymore because he's definitely more the authority than myself. But when it comes to uh, the sports science that we have today, just medical science in general, when it comes to the medical science that we get to see in practice, look, if you got an ACL in 1985, your career was over. It was over. There was no coming back. Nowadays, a lot of these players have it's just another, I wouldn't say another day, but it's just another opportunity for them to really embark on another stage in their life, obviously, but one where they do have a hope to get back to that level. I know I see that I know that Baz is saying you don't generally get back to that same level. I can understand that. I also know though that in many cases, there's a lot of players I've seen, get at least have an opportunity. It seemed like back in the day, like when I say back in the day, I meant like it seemed when it was like 1985, 1975, those types of years, those types of eras and decades. A lot of times, once you got an ACL, it was just basically it's a wrap. But at least nowadays, it seems like you tend to find players really, really, really getting at least an opportunity to make a go of it. So here we go, fellas. Here we go. Here we go. Matt Turner. Let's do this. Matt Turner is looking at basically saving our opportunity and chances of doing a double, internationally wise, that is. Huh. The hold up in this is because apparently I never really I didn't really know this at all, to tell you the truth, but is he a redhead? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the brother on Canada, number 22. Hair color. Um, um, I guess you have to be. Where back do you have to be? I guess you have to be at the half line. I never really. This is like one of the first times I've ever seen them make the players stand at the half line mark. That's very interesting. So let's see it. Victoria is going to be first up for Canada. I'm not going to be looking at. I know that we have the thing up, but I'm not going to be looking at that. The captain for the current captain for their squad comes up. Oh, and a save. A save. They tried to do the same thing by going down the middle. And Matt Turner was smart and held his line. Smart and held his line. Smart and held his line. So that is. Yes, right? An X. Oh, I will. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry if if I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Just mute me out for sure. Mute me out. Don't even look. Don't even give. Don't even pay attention to the graphic, because right now, where are we going? Where are we going, Vasquez? Oh my God.
Don't like that.
Oh man, this is giving you props, Vasquez. And you go and do that, brother. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Canada is up for their next approach. So far, 0-0. Oh, Matt Turner. Yo. Matt Turner. An incredible save. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Cade Cowell steps up. Cade Cowell steps up to take this. Where are we going with this? Cade, where are we going with this? Where are we going? Where are we going? Right down the middle. Take it. Ah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Hey, I heard the disrespect for Matt Turner by Gooners. As far as I'm concerned, let him go then. You know, let him go. So we're up 1-0 in the penalty kicks so far. Oh, you got a piece of that too. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I think he got a piece of that. Ooh, almost got a piece of that. Miller, that was a horrible approach, though. I don't even know what he was thinking about with that approach, to be honest with you. 1-1 is the score so far in the penalties. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. All right. 2-1 is current score. Got 2 more kickers left. At least 2 more kickers. Ooh. That was good. He guessed the wrong way. It's all good. I'll put the buzzer on me. All right, so it's 2-2. 2-2. This is United Spurs of America's homeboy, Jesus, coming up to hopefully put us ahead. Let's see what Jesus can do. Woo! That was close, but still a. Put it in the right spot. Put it in the spot. That's all you can do is put it in the spot that the goalkeeper can't move. You got a piece of it. So it comes down to this. This is a big kick. Big take. Big take. Let's see what happens here. Can we get a save? Can we get a save, baby? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh! That's how we end it, people. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, people. Because right now, America.
And his name is John C.
Oh, wow. 3-2 on penalties. 3-2 on penalties. Thank you, Baz. On to the semifinals. On to the semifinals. As far as Canada.
Bye, Felicia.
So. Oh, man. It is over. It is over. Oh, man. Good game. Good game. Towards the end, it did not look like it was going to be a good game. The first half was woeful. But wow. Big time win for this American team. I'm so proud for them to continue on in their pursuit of bringing home a gold cup. Congratulations. If anything, to my Americans.
Sensational.
It was sensational. Yeah, man. Wow. Great game. Great game. Towards the end, like I said, never give up hope. Big ups to the people that tuned in for this watch along. I hope to do a little bit more of this. This is fun. Obviously, it's a lot more fun when your team wins. But I certainly will be doing more of these, and during the year with Liverpool, I'll continue on with the United States as well. But I'm going to definitely do some Liverpool watch-alongs, whether it's with Baz or maybe Chris. Maybe we could get Chris Angel to hop on as well every once in a while to play. Looks like right now we're going to be looking at Wednesday, United States versus Panama, and Wednesday, Jamaica versus Mexico. A great semifinal matchup. Going to be a lot of fun. I am very, very appreciative of Jacob of United Spurs of America tuning in. Again, Chris Angel, to Baz, to all the people. I think Kay tuned in, to Beijing Reds tuning in earlier. Yeah, KLC tuned in earlier. Beijing Reds tuning in. Ravi tuning in to give a shout out and show love. To anyone that tuned in but just enjoyed my commentary. Big ups. Big ups to the Reds. Big ups, obviously, to United States. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. And we shall see you all very, very soon. Very, very soon.